My name is David Marshall, born September 22nd, 1924.
A long time ago.
97 years, yes.
What's the secret to get 97?
Exercise.
A little birdie on my shoulder told me that you can wear your uniform from a long time ago still.
I wear the original uniform, yes I do. I was in the Ardennes at the time. So I never was one of those that liberated the Dutch. But my visits here have all been wonderful. I came here with my wife many years ago, and we had a wonderful time, a long time ago. And then 4 years ago, I came with a cinematographer who made a documentary with me alone in Germany, where I fought, and in Belgium, where I fought. And that was a week that was very, very nice.
You fought in Belgium, and do you remember anything about that time? What did you do? What will you never forget?
The cold, the snow and the cold. In a way, all right. We were never concerned about the Germans because there was an enemy. You knew where they were, but it was difficult to fight the snow and the cold. That was what I remember. The coldest winter in 17 years, they tell me. My luck, you know? But that's the worst part I remember of it.
And the good things?
The good thing, I came out without a scratch.
Did your group lose many men?
No, we didn't lose too many. We were lucky. Where we were fighting, we didn't lose that many. We had contact, but the cookie crumbles. That's what they say.
You were for the third time in Holland now.
Yes. I came with my wife many years ago, and then 4 years ago with the cinematographer, and today.
What do you remember the most from Holland?
The people. The people are the most wonderful people I have ever seen. They thanked me for liberating them, and I wasn't even here. My best friend, Smitty, is buried there. He was killed the first few minutes we went into combat, and he's buried at Margraten. And I take care of his grave. Wait a minute. I was here more times than that because I visited the grave with my daughter and my wife in past years. So it's been a few times, but the visits to the Netherlands is 3 times. The others were just to go to the grave.
What does it mean for you that the graves are adopted?
Well, it shows respect for what these fellows did. Not me, they did. Yes. And the one who takes care of my friend's grave, Jacqueline Loosberg, she's here. She's with the Grave Adoption Organization.
You told me you love her.
Oh, absolutely. A wonderful, wonderful woman. A wonderful woman, yes.
How is it for you to have such a family member, grandfather?
Oh, it's incredible. He's truly a treasure, both in America and then coming over. It's really great to just hear everything that he has to share, and hopefully the future generations just learn to continue holding up their legacy from everything that they did for us.
When you look back at your life, what are the highlights?
Well, it's been a long life, you know. Well, number one, coming home from the Army without any injuries whatsoever. Getting married, children, and getting into my own business, which was really an ideal thing for me. Made me independent and happy. And then I retired, which was a mistake. Don't retire.
Do you think it's possible that there will become peace on Earth ever?
No, unfortunately, no. There are too many miserable people. I'll say miserable people. That I don't think it'll ever happen. You got human beings. Everybody is different, and they will never come together. The only time we came together in World War II, the United States united with the women and the soldiers, and we fought a war on two fronts and persevered, but that was the only time. Because when I came home at the end of the war, I came back to a country that did not want to talk about it. They had no conception of any problems. There was no bombing here. There was no attack by enemy soldiers. They knew nothing about war. There wasn't a building that was destroyed. So after the war was over and the country did what it had to do, back to where it was before. So I don't think there'll ever be a unanimous feeling worldwide for peace.
When you are at a birthday or a party, do people ask you, what did you do in Europe?
Nope. They don't want to know. They don't want to know. In America, they don't want to know. When I got home, for 50 years after I got home, and I wasn't the only one, none of us spoke about it, or what we went through, or what we did. When two ex-soldiers got together, they would talk, reminisce, trade experiences, but with the rest of the population, nothing. Then, I don't know how it happened, but people started to question and ask and thank me for my service, and not only me, but everybody. And now a lot of them want to know, because they see what's happening. So they want to know what we did to preserve our freedom and our sanity, let's say. Yeah. I go to schools to talk to kids and tell them about the war, about the Battle of the Bulge specifically. I want them to know and understand. And the kids are interested, but they don't teach it in the schools now, unfortunately.
What would you say to Jacqueline?
I don't know that I could say anything to her. She does a lot. I mean, her mother took care of my friend's grave since 1946. And then when the mother died, she took over. And she tends the grave beautifully. And I don't know that I could say anything to her, except that I love her.
When I say Holland,
Beautiful, loving. I think my grandpa spoke very highly of the people the weeks leading up to this trip, and I think that opinion has just been blown out of the water because everyone has just been so kind, and we've only been here for a small period of time. So I think it's a wonderful place, and I'm very, very happy to be here with him. Thank you.
you can tell it to your grandchildren.
I hope so.
And how much do you exercise?
Well, I have a trainer. I go twice a week with the trainer, and then I go by myself. And I work on machines, the treadmill, the bike, all different things.
And how many times a week?
3. 3 times a week.
For 5 or 10 minutes, or?
A minimum of half hour.
You can see that.
Good, thank you.